Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make this halter top. It has more coverage than our previous flower top, so many people have been asking me for an updated version that creates more coverage towards the side, as you can see here and here. So I've come up with this design and it's supposed to be matched up with our ruffle skirt with a slit. Guys, this is going to be our next tutorial, but for now we are focusing on the top because we still have some more transformations to make to the top in order to create a Valentine's crochet halter top. So stay tuned for that, but for today we are focusing on the top. And I hope you enjoy it. Let me know down in the comment section if this video is helpful for those people who had the question of updating the previous top to create more coverage. And yeah, let's get started. This project you will need yarn. The yarn that I'm using is Winter King. It's a 4-ply acrylic yarn and it's a size 3 yarn. Then I'll also need a 3.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle and a pair of scissors. So to start on the halter top, you're going to start off with a magic ring. You're going to hold your yarn like this and then pull through the working yarn just like that, and then you're going to make a chain of 1. This is going to tighten and close off the magic ring. So you're going to make a chain of 2, which will count as our very first double crochet, and then place 4 more double crochets into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And since the chain of 2 counted as a double crochet, we now have a total of 5 double crochets. And then you're going to make a chain of 2 and place 5 more double crochets into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So after your 5 double crochets, you're going to close off the magic ring just like this. You're going to pull on the tail and close that magic ring. So you're going to have something that looks like this. For this halter top, it's quite different. We're going to keep working like this in a U shape, as if. So we're going onto our next row. We're going to make a chain of 2, which counts as our very first double crochet. Turn your work. Actually, a chain of 3. From now on, we're starting off with a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. Turn your work, and into the very first stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. So we've placed an increase at the beginning of the row by placing another double crochet into the first stitch. So we have 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until you get to the chain 2 space. So once you get to the chain 2 space, you're going to place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the same exact chain 2 space, just like that. And then you're going to place 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until the second last stitch. So this is what you'll have. And then on top of the last chain, you're going to place 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. So just to cross check, you should be having a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 double crochets on each side of the chain 2 space. So we're going on to row 3 and we're going to repeat this. You're going to make a chain of 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet into the very first stitch to make an increase at the beginning of the row, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until you get to the chain 2 space. From here, you're going to go into the chain 2 space with 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets into the chain 2 space, and then 1 double crochet in each of the next stitches until the second last stitch. and then into the very last stitch, which should be the chain 3, you're going to place an increase by placing 2 double crochets into that last stitch. So you can see we're working in a V shape, actually, not a U shape. We're keeping on growing our panel like this. You're going to repeat row 3 until you have enough coverage for your piece. I'll be recommending a number of rows that you should do for the different sizes, but this is going to entirely depend on the fitting that you're going for. So keep working row 3, and I'll be back to show you how many rows that I did for my size. And another thing that I have to point out is your work is going to keep growing and creating bust coverage. So whatever length that you consider, or whatever number of rows that you consider for your piece, this piece should be able to stretch across your bust and cover it entirely. So let me keep working, and I'll be back to show you how many rows that I did for the size that I made for. Alright guys, I ended up doing a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 rows for a size medium. But for all the other sizes, I'll be recommending a number of rows, but you can keep adding or subtracting rows depending on the fitting that you're going for. So these are my 18 rows. Alright guys, once you get the number of rows that you need, make sure the base doesn't completely wrap around your waist, because we need to leave some room for the straps to tie behind the top. So I have 20 inches by 12 inches length. This is length 20 inches, and the height is 12 inches roughly. So right now I'm going to demonstrate how to create that side coverage so that we don't get the side boob effect. So for our previous design, we have just a plain triangle that's supposed to work as a top, but after doing some fittings, I noticed that the side boob was a very big issue, and I needed to update this video in order to create more coverage for those people who may need it. So once you get your desired centimeters or inches lengthwise and height-wise, we're not going to start doing something different. We're going to start creating more coverage towards the side, but not increasing the height of the top or the base length of the top. So from here I have 18 inches, and for row 19, these are going to be the short rows. We're going to first work on one side, and then we shall go to the opposite side. So you're going to make a chain of 3, which counts as our very first double crochet. Turn your work, and then into the next 2 stitches, which is this one and this one, you're going to place 2 double crochet together stitch. So you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. You have 3 loops left on your hook, and yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. So we've created a decrease, but at the same time you should notice that the direction of the top is changing. We're creating a flat edge on this side from now on. So after your 2 double crochet together stitch, you're going to continue to place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until you come towards the top or the pointed part of the halter top. So continue to just place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. Alright, so I made 1 double crochet in each stitch until I had 2 stitches to the chain 2 space. As you can see here, we have 2 stitches to the chain 2 space at the top of the halter top. So you're going to make your 2 double crochet together stitch again. So you yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. So we've made a 2 double crochet together stitch, and then into the chain 2 space you're going to just place 1 double crochet there, and that marks the end of this row. As I had mentioned earlier on, we're going to first work one side and then we shall come to the opposite side. So what we are going to do right now is to make a chain of 3, which counts as a double crochet, and turn our work. So meaning we are working on this side first. So you can see this. So we're going to just repeat that row again and again until we create a side coverage for our top. So after your chain of 3, make 2 double crochet together stitch into the next 2 stitches. I hope you still remember how to do that. And then from here you're going to place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until you have 3 double crochets left on your row. So keep working 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until you have 3 stitches left towards the end of the row at the base of the top. So I'll consider these short rows because they don't cut across from one side of the top to the other. These will be the short rows of the top design. Alright guys, I'm left with 3 stitches on my row, including the chain 3 on the edge. So I have the chain 3, the 2 double crochet together stitch, and another stitch here. So I have 3 stitches left, as you can see. I will make my 2 double crochet together stitch into the next 2 stitches, and then into the last stitch, which is on top of the chain 3, I will place my last double crochet on top of the chain 3. So that marks the end of row 2 of the short rows. So we're going to repeat that again and again until we create coverage towards the side. So for me, I will do a total of 4 rows, and that should be just enough for the size that I'm making for, but just work in increments of 2 rows. I'm making for a size medium, and this should be enough. So work in increments or decreases of 2 rows for each size up or down in order to get a comfortable fitting. So that means if you're working for a large, you will make a total of 4 rows of the short rows towards the side on one side. So you just start off with a chain of 3, turn your work, and you're going to make your 2 double crochet together stitch into the next 2 stitches, and then continue to place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way up until you have 3 stitches left, and you'll create your decrease again by placing your 2 double crochet together stitch into the last 2 stitches, and then the very last stitch, which should be the chain 3, you will place a double crochet on top of the chain 3. So I hope that makes sense. We are just repeating the same exact thing that we did for the previous row, which is row 2 of the short rows. So keep working that. As I had mentioned earlier on, I will do a total of 4 rows, and that should be for a size medium. For a size small, you will do a total of 2 rows. That will be just enough to do the coverage for yourself. For extra small, I think the triangle is just enough for you, but if you feel like you need some side coverage, follow the same exact instructions for size small, and so on and so forth. That's how you're going to create side coverage for your halter top. So you can see the direction of the top has changed. Remember, I had told you that we are no longer increasing the base length of the top, and we are also no longer increasing the height of the top. That's why we are getting a flat edge at the top of our halter top. So we are not increasing anything. We are just increasing the side coverage of the top without necessarily increasing the height or the base length of the top. So keep working, and I'll meet you back when I'm done with my 4 rows towards the side, on one side of my top, and I'll show you what that will look like. Alright guys, after my 4 rows, this is what my work will look like at the base, and this is what it will look like at the top. We have basically increased the side coverage by 2 inches just by adding these 4 rows to the side of the top. So you will add 1 inch for size extra small because you'll have increased only 2 rows. So you'll just be adding 1 inch in increments of 1 inch depending on the size that you're adding for. So this is a size medium, and we've added 4 rows, which means we've increased by 2 inches because each 2 rows increase by 1 inch. So we're going to repeat the same exact process on the opposite side. As you can see, we've increased this side but not this side, and we want our top to be balanced. So once you get done with your last row here, whatever row that you're at, you're going to make a chain of 1 and cut your yarn, leaving a tail behind to weave in. So from here, you're going to attach your yarn at the base of the opposite side. So into that very last stitch, make sure you find it, the edge stitch of your last row. Alright, so the edge stitch, make sure you find it and attach your yarn into that stitch at the base of the top on the opposite side, and then you're going to make a chain of 3, and then you're going to actually make sure you're working in the opposite direction of the previous row. So you can see this row is facing this direction, so that means I'm going to just attach my top at my yarn at the top here, the top part. So just go into the chain 2 space and attach your yarn into that chain 2 space, and then you're going to make a chain of 3 and do the 2 double crochet together stitch into the next 2 stitches. So we've attached here because I wanted to be in the opposite direction of the previous row. So you can see what that is creating. We're still creating a flat edge for our top, but creating side coverage for the second side of our top. So this side has so far 22 rows, but this side is still at 18 rows. So we want to balance what we have this side onto this side, because when we fold our top like this, you can see this side is bigger than the other. You can see that when you fold it into the exact middle, you can see the side is bigger. So we want to balance our top. After your 2 double crochet together stitch, you're going to go ahead and place 1 double crochet in each and every stitch all the way down until you have a total of 3 stitches left on your row. And we're going to just repeat the same exact process that we've been working for our opposite side. Alright, so we've come to the end of the row, and we have this stitch, and the chain 3 on the edge. So we're going to create our 2 double crochet together stitch into the next 2 stitches, and then you're going to place 1 double crochet on top of the chain 3 on the edge of the previous row. So that's how to wind up our row 1. You're going to repeat the same exact process that we've been doing this side until you balance the number of rows of extension that you did on this side onto this side. So I had a total of 4 rows excess, so this is my first row, and I'm going to do 3 more in order to balance what's on this side onto this side. Alright guys, we've managed to balance what we had on this side onto this side, and now the top is well balanced. We have a total of 22 rows on this side and on this side for the size that I'm making for, which is a size medium, and this is the base of the top. You can see how we have a flat edge. So if I zoom out a little bit, you'll be able to see the whole top. This is what the top part looks like, and this is what the base looks like. So we are now going to go onto the straps. I've ended one of my sides on the top most side of the top, and I want to keep this top as simple as it can be. So from my last stitch here, I'm going to make a chain of 200. So I have my chain of 200, and after this I'm going to make a chain of 1 and cut my yarn, pull through, and you're going to repeat the same exact process on the opposite corner of the top. So cut off the excess yarn and attach your yarn in the opposite corner at the top, and attach your yarn, single crochet into the same exact corner, and then make your chain of 200 or whatever number of chains that you did on this side. Okay guys, after your 2 straps, you're going to turn your work onto the wrong side or the back side, and you're going to go ahead and weave in all your tails. Weave in your tails on the side that you consider the back side of the top, so that you have a clean finish. Alright, so you're going to turn your work onto the back side, and you're going to now lace up the back of the top. Let me first get rid of this loose end. Okay, so you're going to turn your work onto the back side and then make an X at the back, just like this. This is how we are going to lace up our top. Create an X at the back, and then pass the strap through this row here after the decrease stitch here. So our intention is to get almost at the corner of this part, and then do the same exact thing on this side. After the decrease stitch or the 2 double crochet together stitch, you're going to lace up in that space, and you're going to have something that looks like this, and then you're going to go into the base. The base row of the top, and you're going to lace it up like this. So this is what you'll have, and then at this point you can tie your straps into a knot, creating a ribbon at the back. So it's an open back design, but it is a really cute one because it creates side coverage for our top, and it's really comfortable. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below, and let me know if this video was really helpful for you guys, because this has been a question since I released the flower crochet top. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again in my next video when we are making the Valentine's crochet bouquet top. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.